There we are. Are you okay, kitty? There's your kitty food. Eat your food. As soon as I hit record, someone has decided to pitch a hissy fit. Oh, let me set up my screen, everybody. As I always say, if you're watching through the beginning, you might want to fast forward. Do the first couple of minutes. I'm going to set a big goal today, just in case. Don't know if a lot of people will come in at this time, but we will see. Hey, Kelsers. The first pip of the day. Read it close. Okay, and why did my screen just disappear? Got to start all over again. YouTube. I think the commercials like kick me off when I try to set up this. And if I don't set up this button, it'll flash. So I start to just get ready to click start. And the desktop commercials kick me off. So let's try it again. Make sure I have all colors. Start. Just give me a moment and I'll be right there, everybody. Everybody switch your if you're watching on the chat or you want to follow the chat during the live, make sure you set your screen from top chat to live chat. There we go. Okay, now I've got to catch up the video on the desk with the video on the phone. I wish I could do this ahead of time. Hey, 26 people! Let me see who's here. Connie sent the floating heart. Oh my God, I haven't even started yet. Thank you, Connie. I'm doing great today, Connie. I talked to her Wednesday night and she was sleeping and planning on going to the doctor, and she said she'd call me back, and she didn't. But I think she's still recovering. I will call her after the show. Sue Brock. Hello, my friend Sue. One of the Sues is already here. Kayleen, welcome in. Connie! Hold on, let me get started here. My screen keeps cutting out. Hold on. I gotta catch up. My desktop keeps not showing me. Come on, let's go. Let's catch up. Keeps blacking out. Hold on. Greetings from Seattle. Ukulala. Let me get to everybody. Cali Girl on Fire. Woo woo. Congratulations. They were mentioning you in the Big Bear feed. Who was mentioning me in the Big Bear feed? Let me know, Cali Girl. Who was mentioning me? I hope it was good, because I want to talk about that a little bit today. Kelser says hi, Nanette. Oh, there's Nanette. Hi, April, and the posse and the pips. Thank you, Lori Smith. She says congrats. Sarah Michael, are you new here? Welcome in. Connie. Oh my gosh. Okay. No updates today on Jackie. I did the update video yesterday, if you saw that, because I have one live on Jackie and I have 2 long-form content videos. And after I released that, because FOBBV, meaning Friends of Big Bear Valley, they had reported yesterday that she was in guarded condition. They had downgraded her from critical to guarded. But after I made that video, the Ojai Raptor Center, and they are the center that's taking care of her right now, they stated that she was still critical. So then I went to my video and I pinned a comment saying, okay, she's still critical. And then I went back to the statement that FOBBV had put on their page, and they had changed it. All of a sudden it changed, because I didn't imagine that they said she was in guarded condition. They removed that word and they updated it to critical. And Ojai Raptor Center, by the way, did say that they would make an update hopefully by Monday. Hey, Cali Girl on Fire. Lori Smith sent the clocket. Thank you so much. Sandra Cosby, welcome back. Kim Purrs, hi April, hi everyone. It's called Big Bear Livestream. Your channel was topic of conversation in their chat. Was it good or bad, Callie girl? I'm afraid to ask. Kayleen says, good update info, thank you. I wasn't sure. Jason, hello. Good evening from Wisconsin. I've seen John Walsh and his son on today. They're investigating missing people on YouTube. Oh, cool. Yeah, I like John Walsh. Kelsers, happy Friday, everyone. Can't wait to party with you for April's 4,000 subscribers. Well, let me tell you what happened, Kelsers. I don't know if you saw my community post tab, because this is what this is about today. I said, Houston, we have a problem. But it was a good problem to have, because the other night, 2 nights ago, about 20 minutes before midnight, I hit the 4K. Then I came on yesterday and I did my live regarding the ransom note, the first ransom note, and I have more information on that too, regarding the Nancy Guthrie case. And then I said, I got to get off the air because I got to go make my Jackie update video. And I released my live highlight on the shorts, which I don't create that. YouTube creates it, and I just throw it up there with a different date. But it all takes time. And then there was all the back end and all the messages coming in. And I swear to God, a few hours after midnight, and I don't know exactly what time it was because I kept dozing off and then waking up and then dozing off. But I hit 5K. And that was a little bit more than 24 hours. From where I hit 4K. And I'm like, oh my God. And I think right now, I don't know what just happened. I am at, let's see, 5,476. So I'm halfway to 6K. Like what happened? 2 days ago I was at 3,600. Okay, so Callie Girl said, it was great. Imagine because FOBBV's chat is not so open. So was this FOBBV, Callie Girl, or was this a different one? Because somebody posted in here, it's called, okay. Let me write that down on my little pad here. Big Bear live stream. Was it positive? Because I want to talk about that a little bit, even though we're here to celebrate. And it's so hot today, like my AC can't even keep up. So I'm like really uncomfortable right now. But I wanted to go buy some party gear. No time. It's called Big Bear Livestream. Your channel was topic of conversation. I'm really scared to ask Callie, is that a good thing? It was great. Imagine FOBB's chat. Okay, it's not so open. Yes. I saw bald eagles, ospreys, and golden eagles at Fort Hunter. Oh, wow. I've never seen an eagle in person, not that I know of. Jackie received a transfusion from another eagle. Yes, she did. It was from Spirit, but not her daughter Spirit. It was from another eagle that's been wounded, I guess, since youth and is at the zoo in Bakersfield. And you know what? I didn't even know there was a zoo in Bakersfield, so I'm going to check into that. Leanne says, congratulations on 5K. Hemi, welcome in. Well, you're well over 5K. Yeah, I went from 3,600 to 5,400 in days. The Lake San Antonio Preserve protects all wildlife in that area. Well, I didn't get your community post. No problem. Thank you for the gold coin, Nanette. Yes, but, okay, Sue says, I saw that sub-eagle that possibly attacked Jackie is flirting with Shadow. Yes, she is. However, she's too young to have the proper hormones to want to mate. And even though Shadow and Jackie mate regularly throughout the year, his, hormones won't like elevate until the fall to be making those eggs with Jackie. So hopefully, they say he might just be watching over her because he's protecting the baby, Sandy and Luna. Like, he knows, like, she could be trouble. But, yeah, they looked a little cozy, didn't they, in the roost tree? Just saying. Let's just hope we can get Jackie out as soon as possible, but let's not release her too soon if she's not ready. Connie LA66, one of my pips, throwing up the April Davis PI emojis. The bunny and the cat are fine, except the cat decided she was going to scream right before I turned on the record button. Cali Girl on Fire said it was super positive. Okay, so it wasn't FOBBV, it was Big Bear Livestream. And let's see, how old is the female? She is 14, and Shadow is 12. Let me just make this very clear, even though this is it's my party live stream, and I know it's a little early, but we actually have a ball game at 4:10 from New York, LA and New York, and not the Yankees, but LA and the Mets. I want to make this very clear. I am very supportive of FOBBV. In fact, before I came on the air, not only did I make I made a donation to the Ojai Raptor Center, plus the banking fees to cover that donation. I also purchased 2 items from FOBBV. And let me explain to you why I did. Because the other night, while I was lying in bed and exhausted, I told you I tried to make a donation to that Moon Camp land trust thing because they needed $10 million, and for some reason my PayPal wouldn't hook up. And then I was like, I don't understand why my PayPal's not working. And I'll get to the chat in just a moment. Let me do it tomorrow. Well, tomorrow was yesterday, and I was doing the live stream. I was making and releasing the video, although it was a little late at night, but I just had to get the information out there on Jackie. And I did the live highlight video, and I had literally hundreds, if not 1,000 messages that came through, and I couldn't possibly answer everybody. I'm sorry. And I had to do my numbers for the day, do my back end work. And when I finally just, collapsed in bed and was watching one of my Alaska videos and dozed off I kind of doze off in the middle of their videos. Not that they're bad, but it's like a comforting voice. And then I just like, and then I woke up and I'm like, oh, I gotta go make the donation before the 31st to save the habitat. And I went to go do it, and something popped up on Facebook saying that they couldn't make a donation either. And I'm like, yeah, I had the same problem the other night, but I think it was just me because it was late at night and something glitched, and I'm like, okay, I need to go make the donation. And then the announcement came out over these different Facebook groups in the middle of the night, like, oh my God, the donation, it's closed. And I'm like, well, it's not July 31st yet. Like, how did I miss it? Like, oh my God. Like, they said even if they didn't hit it, they'll still like take donations because they'll use that to finance the difference if they can. Because it was only up to 4-point-some million. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And then I heard that it got closed because this couple came in and donated $5 million. Like, oh my gosh. Like, they made it. And I'm like, but I still want to donate to FOBBV. So I went into their website today, and instead of handing them money, since they just got $10 million this week, I bought 2 items from their store. And that actually cost me a lot more than the donation that I made to the Ojai Raptor Center. Okay, Randy. You're not with the program. Time out. Come see us tomorrow. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Thank you, Hemi. Thank you for coming. Let's see. Yes, Sue Brock Schmidt. That is true. Hey, SR71 girl. I haven't seen you in a while, my friend. So let me just, I'll listen to that later. If somebody could send me the link to that video, Cali Girl on Fire, the Big Bear live stream. I just want to be very, very clear that I am fully supportive of them and everything they do. I desperately miss Sandy Steers, their director, who passed away February the 11th of this year. That was just, that's just like heartbreaking. I mean, she's the whole organization is Sandy Steers. She's the one that pushed to get this land trust, this Moon Camp, whatever it's called, started. I'm going to do a video on that, and I'm going to explain all that happened with that so people understand, like, that this money is saving the habitat. But I did mention in one of my previous videos about Jackie that I hadn't been following their chat that much this year because they don't go on that often, only like an hour, like 3 times a week or something. But I did mention that, sometimes it gets a little negative in there. And I'm not talking about the trolls, because everybody's got trolls once they reach a certain level. And their channel is huge. I mean, they probably have millions of subscribers. But they got people from all over the world watching. I mean, they're huge. I'm like this big. They're huge. But I do know, or I did state, that sometimes the mods can get a little snarky, get a little upset when somebody says something that they construe as negative, when people are just asking a question. And I know that it's frustrating when you got the trolls and their chat's going so fast because they have so many people. And they're just rapid fire, like having to, block somebody or, time somebody out for 24 hours or whatever their mods decide to do. And I wasn't criticizing them, but I myself, they've never been snarky with me because I just don't go in there and say much. Or I might just say hello. But this year, this entire season, I've not commented one time, as far as I know, on their chats because it just disturbs me. Like, so many people are trying to help. We're all here for the same purpose, to save the eagles and to watch Jackie and Shadow and the babies. And we're all addicted to this, especially people here in Southern California. Like, Jackie's my family. She's part of my family. I'm an Angelino. She's part of my family. And it kind of rubbed me the wrong way how sometimes they get a little snarky with people. But, maybe they just had the wrong mods on certain nights. I think those mods are just like volunteers. I don't have any problem with the organization. I did just buy a couple of items from their gift shop, which cost me 5 times more than what I donated to the Ojai Raptor Center. So everybody keep them in your positive thoughts. I'm so happy. I am going to make a video about it. There is a press release regarding, let's see, it says Moon Camp funding press release, and I'll talk about it in another video. But yeah, I'm, don't take it the wrong way that I'm not supportive of them, because I fully support them. And, if all of a sudden my channel got a big, huge donation, then I would take some of that money and I'd buy some more stuff. They have some nice little note cards. Even the Raptor Center, I didn't realize the Ojai Raptor Center, they have a gift shop too. So if you guys want to, go support them, feel free to. And I still want to look into that first organization, the one in San Dimas that had Jackie in custody. So everybody, just know that I am supportive. Cali Girl on Fire, thank you for letting me know about the Big Bear live stream. I hope it was positive. The second video is that I made on Jackie, not the live, but there was the live, and then there was the first long form, and then the second long form. It's blowing up even more. And that little thing you heard behind me, it's been ringing all night long. Congratulations on my numbers. Thank you, SR71. And I'm not doing this to financially gain, like the same reason that I've been talking about Nancy. This thing about Nancy is near and dear to my heart, because as a celebrity PI and, having a few times in my career dealing with those kinds of situations with a kidnapping or a threat of a kidnapping, stalkers, I deal with that, well, my whole career, the stalker situation. That case just struck me because I was like, even when they didn't know she was kidnapped yet, she was just a missing senior, I was like, oh my God, somebody kidnapped her. Somebody got her because of Savannah. Like, that was just like right up my alley to cover something like that. Who knew that, it'd be 174 days later and, we'd still be talking about that. I didn't know that all these new subs would come in and I would get remonetized. I'm not doing any of this for the clicks or for the money. And Jackie, the reason she's so important to me is I started following Jackie and Shadow when I was going through my cancer. And, I just get so emotional about it. It's kind of kept me going at times where I didn't think I could keep going anymore. And then I thought, oh my God, if this cancer takes me out, I'll never get to see like Jackie and Shadow's future kids. It was one of my reasons for going on. And I've had multiple other cancer survivors or people that are still fighting, the disease that have said the same thing to me. Like, that's exactly why I got into her, and it just touches my heart. And this is just, it's very, very hard seeing that she is so sick right now. But thank you, SR71 girl, when she said congratulations on my numbers. Kay in New Jersey, congrats, April. Hey, April, our Philadelphia 76ers received your teammate LeBron. Oh, I hadn't heard that. Oh my God. There are billboards from Atlantic City to Philadelphia. Oh boy, have a great show. Oh my God, Kay. Oh wow. I mean, we knew he was leaving, but thanks for telling me that, Kay. Well, congrats to the Philadelphia 76ers. Remember, as a child, I spent a lot of time in New Jersey and Philly, so. In fact, the 76ers, that's where Kobe's dad played, if I'm not mistaken. Sparrows left 12. Hello, welcome in. Hello, Brian, one of my regulars. I heard about that, Kay. New York, congrats. Sounds like a pretty good starting lineup. It sure does, doesn't it? In my opinion, I think they are lost without Sandy's leadership. And that could be because, Nanette, how do you replace somebody like that? Connie, thank you. I'm so proud to be part of this community. Congratulations, April. Thank you, Connie. You're one of my biggest supporters. Brian, I did reach 4,000 the other day, 2 nights ago, and a little more than 24 hours later, I hit 5. So this isn't my 4K party because we missed that. I should have had that in like 2 seconds because before I could even put this party on the air, I hit 5K. Yeah, it was like literally maybe 26, 27 hours later, it went from 4 to 5, and it's still going. VMS, hello. One of my regulars, Margaret Lunn, happy 5K subs. Yeah, I'm sorry we missed the 4K party, but, you know, considering I did 3 videos yesterday, and I didn't have time to do that, and then in the middle of the night it went to 5K, like, oh my God. AMU, the local gossip. What does that mean? David McMahon, welcome in. Connie, I'm going to give you a hype for that. Thank you, Connie. Who received it? Oh, SR71 girl. She's a good friend of the channel. So congrats, SR71 girl. Make sure you give Connie a thank you for her gifted membership. Cali Girl on Fire. I am so sorry, April. I have no idea how to send a link. Search YouTube under Big Bear Livestream. Okay, I will. I did write it down on my little boogie board. If I can read my little scratch writing here. Was it yesterday's video? Nanette, Kelzers, he signed a 2-year contract. Oh, wow. Catherine says, I'm over the moon. Me too. You know, I will do a video about the moon camp situation. But, you know, I went for the second time to try to donate, and it had closed. And I'm like, what? And then I went to Facebook, and it said, they met the goal because a private donor came in, and I literally almost cried. And so this afternoon, I'm like, okay, well, I'll throw my money at the Ojai Raptor Center, just a little, because I am on disability, but I threw some at the Raptor Center, and then I went and bought 2 little teeny tiny things from Friends of Big Bear Valley, but then they charge you taxes and shipping, and the shipping was a little high, but it's not their problem. It's just that the USPS has gone sky high, especially on tiny items. Like they're going down like on eBay and Poshmark and Mercari for 3-pound items, but they're going sky high on items that are like, I think, less than a pound now. So, you know, I don't think they're making any money on the shipping, to tell you the truth. So, but I did. So, you know, and my bill was like 5 times higher. So I'm like, oh well. They are tax deductible because both of those organizations are 501c3s, I believe. So I'll print out the receipts and, you know, give it to my accountant at the end of the year. Make sure you save your receipts, people, if you donate to any of these wildlife organizations. And make sure that if you're going to donate to them, you donate to them directly rather than through a third party so that they actually get the donation. I still think Jordan is the GOAT, though. I'd say that about Kobe, but yeah, Jordan, he's pretty good, don't you think? Connie sent girl power. I must have missed it when I was, yak, 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 yak. Were you able to get the stuffed eagles? No, but I wanted to, and it looks like they weren't out of stock, but, I am on such a limited income, but that's what I really want because I want to put them on my desk. And they've got little, little handkerchiefs around their necks that say Jackie and Shadow. Like, I've wanted those for years. And even when I had the money, at some point, then they would be sold out. I did get these 2 little pins. They're like little wood pins because, being the president of my own company, but I never have enough pins. I've always wanted the pins. And they've got, one says Jackie and one says Shadow. So I got the pins and I got a refrigerator magnet. But, just the pins and the refrigerator magnet alone, including the postage, and it was very small sales tax. It cost me, I thought it was $25. I was wrong. It's $20.55. Okay, yeah, $20.55. And then I donated just $5 to the Ojai Raptor Center. And then when you go to check out there, it says, do you want to donate the bank processing fee? And I said, yeah. So it was $5.44 to them, to Ojai. And the first day they received like anywhere between $250,000 and $500,000, which is great. And then my total for Friends of Big Bear Valley was $20.55. And they say it can take, please allow up to 2 weeks for USPS shipping. And I'm sure they're getting a lot of orders right now. And so we'll see. And I'm having it sent to my home address. And then I won't have to pay the pickup fee. Cali Girl on Fire said, my diagnosis is also how I found Jackie and Shadow. Yes, that's how I found them. Brian Monfrey says, my God, congratulations. Kay says, I need to do a COVID test, and the tests I have are in every language but English. How is that? You're in New Jersey, Kay. Welcome, new member, says Connie. Well, thanks to you, Connie. It's amazing what wildlife can do for the soul, says Catherine B. So no, Nanette, I have not got the stuffed eagles yet. But if I could have a video that could go viral or something, then yeah, I would get the stuffed eagles. Because it's all tax deductible. Hey, from Las Vegas, Lisa. Been watching, looking for Jackie information. You're hilarious. Glad you're all better now. Well, I'm not all better, but I don't have any there were no evidence of disease at this point. Knock on wood, because I'm, being a baseball person, I'm very suspicious, but I do have a heart issue because of the treatment. But I'm still here today. Okay, Cali Girl said, yes, it was yesterday's episode of Big Bear live stream. I've never heard of them. I mean, because I've watched the FOBBV live stream, but I haven't watched it much this year because, like I said, I get upset sometimes when someone just tries to ask them a question and somebody gets snarky. Sandy Steers, oh my God, she'd be rolling in her grave with some of the stuff that has gone down this year, but I'm sure she's very happy today in heaven, seeing that they did get the donations needed to save the habitat. And apparently the real estate transaction will close on the 31st. But I will update you guys on that. Let's see. Oh, Kayleen, thanks for coming. She says, I must run for now. Have a great day. Thanks for coming. Kay in New Jersey. A few months back, I recall the same couple who donated to FOBBV made another donation to a refuge center elsewhere. That couple, I believe, made their money in AI? What does that mean? I mean, I know what AI is, but they made their money in AI? Oh, are they like techie people? Yeah, my favorite place to donate is to the rabbit rescue center that's literally down the street from where I live. And they've had some very bad news. I just heard about it a few weeks ago. The building that they are located in which is less than a mile from me. It's in North Hollywood. That building sold to new owners, and the new owners came in and they've evicted them. And they are a nonprofit 501c, and there's probably 70 or 80 rabbits in there, and if they don't find a new place, they may have to shut down the organization. And I don't know where all the bunnies would go. And this will break my heart because, you know, I expect, considering my condition or lack thereof, I've always thought that in this particular case that I will, or these two animals, my two remaining animals, my cat and my bunny, they'll probably outlive me. And I'll have a donation. You know, I'll make sure that whatever I have left is going to go to the rabbit rescue at North Hollywood. It's called Bunny Love Rescue. And love is spelled L-U-V, so Bunny Love Rabbit Rescue. If they go out of business, like, what's going to happen to my bunny if something happens to me and she's still alive? I mean, she would go back into a shelter and she would be killed. And that's how I had her, because I rescued her literally the day that, you know, I rescued her on a Sunday and she was going to be killed by Monday morning. So to think that I've done all this, you know, to think that if something happens to me, she'll end up back in a shelter and be killed, it's just, you know, we got to keep bunny love in business, everybody. Like I said, if I wish I should play the lottery. I don't, because I can't afford to play the lottery. But if I did and I won, that's where my money's going, to bunny love. Just saying. SR71 is thanking Connie for the gifted membership. SR71, you get it for free for a month, and then YouTube will send you like a notification through your email asking you if you would like to renew it. And then there's different levels. There's silver, there's gold, and there's platinum. And for those that have joined, you are a member of the PI posse, so you're a PIP. And then you get like certain features with it. Those sound adorable. Oh, you mean the little, the plushies? Connie, Kelsers. Okay, let's see. I don't know if we're going to talk about Savannah and Nancy, but I heard the person that broke into MSN. Do you mean the person that broke into the Today Show? Was actually trying to get to Savannah. I know the Today Show, they were trying to supposedly get to Al Roker. Connie, my husband's urn is eagles. Oh my gosh. K, New Jersey. Yep, no English, but diagrams. That is so weird, Kay. Oh. I know, Nanette. Oh my goodness. The little stuffed Jackie and Shadow are absolutely adorable. I've wanted them for years, but you know, I've already spent like $26, $27 today. And Tim Evans. Hi, Miss April. Congrats on hitting 5K. Thank you, Tim. This was supposed to be the 4K party. And in a little more than 24 hours after hitting 4K, I hit 5K. And yesterday, between my long form video, my live video, my short highlight video, and all the back end work, I couldn't get to the party yesterday. So I'd planned to do it today, although be it a little early because I want to watch baseball. And over the middle of the night, it hit 5K. I'm like, what? And it's still going. April, you need to think more positive about your channel. Once it takes off, your kitty bunny will really pester you at 3 a.m. You know what? I've never done this for a big YouTube channel, because if you're going to have any chance of having a big YouTube channel, you have to pick a niche. And I didn't pick a niche because I wasn't trying to start a YouTube channel and make money and get subs. I was putting up some videos to document my life. And the first video I put up wasn't even a YouTube video. I just pulled some old like videos out of my phone of my cat and just stuck them up just to see how to do it. And then the cat videos, even though you couldn't even hear Harley and it's purring or it's snoring, you have to turn it up. You can't even like hear it. You know, like, oh, that cat were still alive today and I could redo those. My granddaughter rescues bunnies and fosters in Wichita, Kansas. Oh, well, give her a pat on the back, Nanette. Yay, you're officially a Pip. Hi, AJ. There's another Pip. How are some of my comments winding up on other channels? I have no idea. Uncle Alert. Uncle Alert, who sent that? Roger Forever 77. Welcome in, Roger. I commented on a movie review channel and it got on Nerd Report. Don't know. If the FBI has a name, why are they not making an arrest? I don't know. I can't, I haven't had any conversations with the FBI other than the 2 phone calls and the letter, but they have not yet returned my call. And they wouldn't report their investigation to me anyhow because I do not work for their agency. April came late. Wound is starting early. I was frost by the machine here. I don't know what that means, but thank you for coming in. I am having a good day, Brian Ray. My chat's going wonky. Hey, Kelsers, I'm going to do something right here. I'm going to add you as a temporary moderator. I need you to run the chat for a moment. I got to go check on the AC, and I'll be right back. Hold on, everybody. Just stay with me. Thank you. Okay. It was in eco. I'm just going to leave it like that, and then it'll come on in a few more seconds, hopefully. And I did take a restroom pee break. So I've been drinking a lot of, I got a water that's almost finished, and then I just started my Gatorade Zero. So, but thank you. Thank you for staying here. How many people did I lose when I did that? Let's see. Yes, thank you, Kelsers. Thank you to everyone supporting this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Absolutely. And you know what? When I made the second eagle video, the long form one, I did remind everybody, because I forgot to say it in my first video, to everybody, you know, like, comment, share, and subscribe, blah, 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 blah. But what I've been forgetting to say in those videos is that if you guys have any free hype points, I think YouTube hands out hype points to viewers 3 times a week. If you have any hype points that you don't know what to do with, you can hype someone else's YouTube video within the first 7 days. After 7 days, they don't allow it, but you can hype within the first 7 days. So somebody, I don't know who it was, I guess it was a lot of people, last night when I was looking on the back end, because remember, it takes 24 to 48 hours for YouTube to update the analytics. But that first video, not the live on Jackie, but the first regular long form content video had something like 35 hypes. And I was just like, oh my God. The second one, I don't even know, because I just released it, you know, last night. So yeah, like, whoever was sending those hypes, thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate that. And for all the new subscribers that have come in, thank you. And you know what? You know, like I said, I'm not doing this for the money, but I always say that YouTube, they need to fix the way they reload the chat when a live stream is done, because it can take 24 to 48 hours. And the people are like, I can't see the chat. I can't see the buttons. Like, that's out of my control. And I say because they do it that way, and depending on what type of device you're on, whether it's a phone, a tablet, a desktop, a laptop, a television, some of the buttons get hidden. And because of that, my channel gets most of its income from the super chats and the jewels. But very, very, very rare, like once in a blue moon, and that's even being generous. It's so little that I very rarely ever get a super thanks. And within the last 2 days, I've gotten 2. Like, you know, after the fact, where someone came in and watched the eagle video and went, oh, super thanks. Like, thank you so much for whoever did that. I'll have to update it on my back end. Also, when somebody does that, they don't send me the notification always. And there's no way to check it on the back end, like the super chats and the jewels. You know, the jewels, they don't tell you who sent it, but they tell you how many per day, you know, a couple of days later. But there's no like button I can click on the back end. So if somebody goes and watches a video from 3, 4, 5 years ago, and they like send one of those, unless they send me a notification, I won't even know. So make sure you guys, you let me know if you sent one and I missed it. I'm sorry. It's just the way YouTube is. Kelsers, the second super chat of the day. Let me go heart that. Everybody give Kelsers a thumb up. A thumbs up. Here's another very supportive person. Hello, Stacks. Can you hype a live stream? Absolutely. Now, it might have to process first. You know, like yesterday's video should have already processed by now, hopefully. Nanette says, April, it's 90 degrees outside here in foothills of San Diego. Oh, wow. That's so hot for San Diego. Hey, one of my Aussie friends, Abel Hansen. Welcome in. Are you one of my new Aussie friends? Because I don't recognize that username. I have quite a few people that come in from Australia. You know, last night somebody sent me a message from Korea, and it was in Korean, but on the phone I can translate it easily, where on the desktop, you know, it's like harder to translate it. And then this morning I woke up, there was a message that was, I believe, in German, and they didn't mention what country they were in, but I was like, I think that's German, and I typed in a couple words and it came up as the German language. So I don't know where they were, but they typed their comment in German. And then the one that was Korean, I was like, well, I don't think that's Japanese, and I don't think that's Chinese. And then when I, like, you know, hit the Google Translate, the guy actually said, or it could have been a woman, I'm not sure, like, oh, I'm coming in from Korea. And I was like, oh my God, like, I think that's a country I've never seen before. Connie sent the high five. Isn't it cool, Jay? I mean, like, this Jackie story has touched people all over the world. The same thing with the Nancy story. And I've learned more about that girl, Brianna Whitney, who has her own podcast now. She left that local station in Tucson. I'm not surprised, but she went over something in the ransom. And we'll have to talk about that on another video about Nancy. And I was thinking the same thing. And I'm like, oh, this girl's really smart, because she didn't read the whole ransom note apparently when she went on her podcast, because they're like, oh, the full ransom note has been released. No, it hasn't. A part of it has been released. But she saw something that like stuck out to her. And I was like, yes, I thought the same thing. And I don't know if I've ever mentioned it, but there's something about the wording in there that was sort of a clue, or could be a clue. It struck me as odd, especially some of the third sets of ransoms that they think are fake. But I still think those could be connected to someone on the back end that is involved, maybe even if it's after the fact. Stack says, waiting on some Pizza Hut wings. Ooh, sounds good. And pizza. I could go for that because I didn't get to order my groceries today. It's too hot. Didn't get to do the laundry or the groceries today. And I finally did fall asleep, but it was almost, sunup with the vampire, so I had to sleep in. Jackie did receive a blood transfusion, Nanette, from an eagle named Spirit, not to be confused with her and Shadow's daughter, Spirit. And Spirit was the first baby that I saw them, successfully hatch together. Yeah, and I think Spirit was actually hatched by Shadow. I think he was on the egg when she broke free. And that was during my cancer. Yeah, but it was a different Spirit. I'm going to have to look into her background, but she's at a zoo in Bakersfield. Yes, especially the second letter, that was poetic. I agree, Kelsers. You did some laundry. Can I send you mine, Jay? How much do you think that'll cost for me to send that to Indy? We all know who is poetic, but I won't say. I know. But remember, on my channel, no matter what we're talking about, whether it's the Eagles or it's the bunny or it's Nancy Guthrie, everybody here is innocent until proven guilty. Kelly Girl on Fire. Oh, I'm in your boat. Didn't order groceries, nor did my laundry. Today, maybe. Or tomorrow, maybe. Yeah, it's just too hot here. You live in Hollywood. Did you win the lotto? No, I didn't win the lotto, but I do live right behind that sign, just over the top of that ridge and a little bit to the northwest. Greetings, Kinsley. Nice to see you. April, there's always tomorrow to do laundry or groceries. The laundry room is usually full here on the weekends, so I really should have done it today. But I wanted to come and, get the 4,000 and 5,000 sub party in, because maybe in a few days I'll be having a 6K party. Martha Hale, thanks for sending the flower. I appreciate that. Yeah, I haven't even taken my shower yet today. I need to go take a shower because it's just so I do have on clean clothes, but I'm running out. I don't have enough pairs of underwear, socks, and shirts. And I don't even own pants right now because it hardly ever gets cold enough in California to wear pants. Let's see. Did you live in Brisbane, New South Wales, Old Melbourne? No. I am not an Aussie. I am part Welsh, but I've never lived in Australia. I've never even been to Australia. Good luck to your Dodgers today. Well, you know what? They may get the curse that they got last year. No politics here. Unless I say so. But, last year, after they visited a certain person in Washington, D.C., they had a really bad streak of luck. And it's been a long road trip because it was New York. Then in the middle of the night, they were bused down to Philly. and most of the families with the kids stayed in New York while players were bused down to Philly. Then they left Philly, I don't know, by bus, by train, by plane. They visited somebody special yesterday. Well, except for Kike Hernandez and Mookie Betts, who, thank you, Kike and Mookie. I mean, I don't want to get political. Let's not go that direction in today's video. It's a celebration, but I don't know. They may get struck by the, I don't know. Maybe they're going to pull the Joker card today, and it's just not going to work out. They're probably exhausted, and then they had to be sent back to New York, and, it is what it is. But, I do think that, players hardly ever get to see that in their careers. I mean, most professional players never even make it to the majors. And then they say the hardest thing is not getting to the major leagues, but staying in the major leagues. So to actually be on a team that wins the World Series and you get to have an invite like that, it's special, but, our country is in its worst time ever in my lifetime. So, I don't think I would go. I mean, I was at the White House when I was a little kid, and I remember that trip because it was coming back from Connecticut again. Like, I had to do that so many times as a child because we actually used to live there, and I would be like, how come we're not going to California and we have to go to Connecticut again? But one of my foster brothers got married, and on the way back, I remember the cemetery part, but I don't remember the White House part. But we had VIP tickets or something, and we got to go into the Oval Office. And, Nixon was the president. I don't think we saw the president. But I do remember we got to see the Prime Minister of Japan while we were there at the National Cemetery. So I do remember that. But, yeah, so I have been on a VIP tour. They don't even give the VIP tours anymore, but I was so small I don't remember it. But I know that I did that. Mostly Dolls Helicopters coming in with the $2 Canadian Super Chat. Thank you so much. I think yesterday, after that first Jackie video came out, that came out Wednesday morning, and I started to get some of the totals from that, I was like, wow, this is one of the first days since I got remonetized that I don't just have to rely on the super chats and the jewels alone. I mean, yeah, they still hold up. I mean, the channel's been held up on its shoulders, by those. But like, wow, I'm actually seeing a little activity with the videos. And that's what I want, because there's a lot of people that come in here and they're like, oh, I can't afford to donate. Like, then don't. Just watch the videos and subscribe and share my channel and share my videos. And, it's going to get a little easier once I can get that algorithm pushed out. Nanette, my ex went to the White House and got to meet the president, got to sit in the chair at the Oval Office. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't think I sat in the chair. I don't remember. I remember the trip, but I don't remember that specific day. He was a small child. Yeah, I know I got to go into the Oval Office for like Nixon, but I was super young. And one of those people, like the foster brother who got married, I think his wife, who I haven't even seen since I was a small child, I think within the last couple of years, she's passed away. Like, yeah, my parents are gone, and my foster brother's wife is gone, and like, it's getting kind of scary because, like, there's not going to be many people left, and I'm like, I'm still here and I still need help. And like, oh my God, everybody's like, like all my chemo buddies, 2 of them are gone. And the third one, I don't want to know because I'm too scared to like drop her a call because I'm afraid somebody's going to say she passed and she was the oldest of our group. She was quite a bit older than me, but one that was younger than me and one that was around my age, she passed. She was a famous singer, and then this young girl named Dana, she passed, like, and not all of them had breast cancer. Like 2 out of the 3 had breast cancer. It's just, I'm just blessed to be here today, everybody. You need Starlink. Not in LA. I'm pretty well off. This is a big city. We don't really need Starlink. Okay, the person I heard speculating all of this about Nancy also said she gave up since the family didn't pay, but it was the FBI telling the family not to pay. I just don't believe that she gave up. I'm going to talk about that in another video, Kelsers. And I got to be super careful with what I say. Because remember, I can't like publicly accuse anybody, but something that I heard, I didn't see the video, like the podcast, but I saw a clip of part of it where she, like Brianna Whitney, was reading part of that note, and I went, oh yeah, I was thinking that too, like, And so I'm laying in bed and I'm trying to handle all, like, my phone is just like ready to like catch fire. I had so many comments and most of them were positive. I have much older cousins in Roger's family. Yeah, I've got 2 cousins, Jay, but one's in South Carolina, one's in Tulsa, and I haven't seen Randy since I was like 10 years old. And I probably haven't seen cousin Brenda since my 20s. And I'm old as dirt. Any strong leads on the case? You know, Jerry, you'd have to ask the FBI. I mean, I really don't know what they have. I hope they have more than what we know. Let's just hope. But, you know, with everything that comes out, I'm still leaning more than ever. Then, I mean, I'm very, very confident that some of the tips that I gave to the FBI, and it's not just knowledge, it's because I'm not investigating the case, but I did make some calls with some tips, and then I consulted with someone in my organization here in California who is an FBI agent who said, you know, you might get a little further if you wrote a letter. At least I've got it off my conscience that, you know, this, even if it's not Front Porch Guy, and Front Porch Guy turns out to be someone else behind that mask, I still think my suspect is deeply involved in this. And I basically, before the second week was up, I had this thing figured out. And not, you know, all the parties, but the person they need to go after the most, and they need to make a deal with. For it all the dirty laundry is going to come out. All the dominoes are going to fall. But they got to go after this one guy first. They got to get him. And then it's all going to just, like a river. It's just like the floodgates are going to open. And I think at the beginning, the FBI may have actually been on that path. And then they went in a different direction. And that's all I'm going to say. Let's see. Families are not close anymore. I don't really have any family left, Jay, other than my cousins. But I have my Thai family, who I do need to call her after this video because she didn't call me back, and she always calls back. So it worries me a little bit. But she's also not feeling well. Kelly Girl says, I don't believe anything a psychic says. If they knew anything, they would know where Nancy is. Just saying. Probably. Yeah. I'm not that old. I'm older than dirt. And it was so funny, the lady that came in that was yelling at me saying that, you know, I'm using a 20-year-old picture and it's ridiculous. Like 20 years ago, you wouldn't even recognize me from then until now because of how cancer has taken me out as far as my looks. It's even changed my hair. You know, like, that's not even a photo. That is AI creating an image based on what they're seeing in my videos. Like, oh my God. Jay says, I'm older than you, I believe. I don't know, Jay. Kelsers, you know the FBI got it and could have possibly helped. Thank you, April. You mean my letter? I hope so. Danette says, I know I'm older than both of you, Jay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, these psychics or mediums or these spirit box readers, those channels are mostly for entertainment. And they do very well. Oh, yes, my letter. Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard. And that seems like a long time ago. And at the time, I thought, well, maybe I should have called sooner, and maybe I should have done the follow-up call sooner. And then the FBI agent I consulted with said, you should write a letter. And I can't guarantee, but that might get you seen or heard. And so I did. It's just an AI making the characters. Yeah, and then they change it like all the time. Like sometimes Savannah doesn't even look like Savannah anymore. And I'm like, no. AI gets very confused. But it is helpful. Because I'm not an artist. I just can't, that's helped me a lot. Me and the AI working together to create the thumbnails. But I don't use AI in any of the videos. And if I did, I'd have to disclose that to YouTube. But here we are. I'm at 5,000 subs, and this is supposed to be the 4K party. And then the 5K party was going to be bigger, but we missed the 4K party, kind of. Now I'm at 5488. So it's starting to slow down. But, yesterday's Jackie video is up to 28K, and like, wow, for me, that's big. For a big YouTube channel, that's nothing. It's nothing for a bigger YouTube channel, they get at least 50, 60,000 views on a video in a couple of days. So, and I just think it's a subject that everybody's interested in. Let's see. Everybody's not arguing, but discussing their ages. Jay says almost 60. Wow, Jay, you look so good. Doesn't Jay look so pretty? Yeah, your avatar, you look gorgeous. I come on here without any makeup on. I mean, I put on a little lipstick, but my favorite color, which is, I found an old one last night, but it's like down to this. I can't find it anymore. So I've got like that much left. Yeah, and then somebody on YouTube, actually through my YouTube store, my Amazon gift store, sent me one of these, but it's just a little bit lighter than this one. But for the camera, I might actually have to go a shade darker just so it'll show up. But that and some lip gloss, and that's it. We want your success. Thank you. Kay says you will turn 64 next month. Kelsers, I heard the FBI got a picture of the perp off of the camera when they were pulling stuff off the roof. But if that's the case, someone would be in FBI custody right now. Well, not necessarily, because remember how dark it was. Yeah, you look great too. You look super young, Kelsers. Are you like 25? Denise Gooding sent a floating heart. Thank you, Denise. Are you new to my channel? Where are you coming in from, Denise? Nice to see you. You're 37. Yeah, I was like, your picture, you look like you're 25. Geez, Kelsers, you know what? If I had a child young, you'd be old enough to, or you'd be young enough to be my daughter. You'll be 37 on the 28th. Well, we'll have to remember that on the 28th. Denise, you're in the UK. Welcome. Where in the UK, if you don't mind me asking? England, Scotland, Wales. Where are you located? I've been to the UK, but not since I was just a wee little girl. We had Australia in here today. Now we got the UK in here. I got messages this morning from Korea and Germany. We got Canada in here today. My oldest is 38 and youngest is 36, says Cali Girl on Fire. Jay has a daughter 34 and a son 28. It must be the homegrown food. It probably is, Kelsers. Nanette says, Kelsers, you could be my granddaughter. Manchester, England. We had somebody from Manchester the other day. Was it you or was that somebody else? Yeah, I want to move to the farm in Kansas and have, Kelsers make my dinner. I probably wouldn't do well in Kansas, though, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I've lived in a concrete jungle for so long, I can't imagine any other way. I mean, I do complain about the heat this time of year. And by the way, the AC still hasn't come back on. We must be in another power company timeout period. Anytime, April. You never know, I might take you up on that. Then I can adopt you, Kelsers. Cali Girl on Fire, same. Could have been me. I followed you for a while. Oh, okay. Thank you, Denise. Well, thank you guys for coming to the 5K party. I'm sorry I don't have I should have gone to the 99-cent store and got a party hat and one of those kazoo things, I would look ridiculous doing that because I'm a just the facts kind of ma'am. But yeah, I do want to talk some more about something in that first ransom note regarding to the Nancy Guthrie case, but we'll do a video on that. And I do want to do a Jackie update, at least, not necessarily a Jackie update since we're not going to hear anything until at least Monday on her, but talk about how, Big Bear Valley they got the funding they needed. And so since I couldn't, I tried to throw my money there and it got, the PayPal wasn't working. And when I tried to go on last night in the middle of the night and do it, they had already reached their goal and had closed it out. So then I decided, well, I'll just, like I said, I spent my $5.44 at the Ojai Raptor Center today. And, for me, being on disability, this is a lot. I spent $20.55 ordering. I ordered a magnet and those little engraved pins. They kind of look like a tree branch. I think it's supposed to be like a branch, like they perch on, and it's got their names on it. They look really cool. And I can never find a pin in my place. I'm always like, where's a pin? Where's a pin? So those will come in perfect, especially since there's two of them, because I'm bound to lose at least one of them. It's like, pins and sunglasses, And it's only going to get worse as I get older. I would lose my head if it weren't sitting on top of my shoulders. Let's see. Are we caught up? Am I caught up with the chat? People are probably mad at here, you're not talking about Nancy or you're not talking about Jackie, but I just wanted to say thank you. Or you're on too early, or I missed you, or but I'm just I'm shocked at the amount of subs that have come in the last 48 hours. How does somebody go from 3,600 to 5,488 in a couple of days? That's crazy. But thank you to everybody. Your stream, your rules. I am kind of I'm stubborn that way. I have a hard time delegating authority. And thank you, Kelsers, for being my mod for the day. I appreciate that. Because this water, this is the Amazon water that they throw in with the packages. They make them into ice cubes to keep the food cool. I've been drinking a lot of those today. And today I took my bone pill, which is always yucky. It'll make me feel bad for about 48 hours, so I have to drink even more water. It has been, but you never know. Tomorrow it could just go like those eagle videos, they were doing so well. And then the last day, they both kind of flattened out. One is at, let's see, let me get the exact numbers. The first one for me, this is huge for me, but not for like a big YouTube channel. Since published, let's do that. Well, that can't be right. It's just giving me the last 48 hours. It says 22,427, but over here it said 23,000. It hasn't caught up yet, I don't think. Because there's the front end, there's the back end, because over here it says 23,222. And the other one, that's actually at 27,205 and counting. They're both starting to slow down. SR71 girl, I think you've covered both topics quite well. Again, congratulations on your numbers. I know. Thank you. Thank you so much. Nobody deserves this better. Thank you, May Jones. Nice to see you coming in again. You know, Kelsers, I need to go check that thermostat one more time, and it'll be just 30 seconds. Okay, just as I walked over there, it kicked off of eco mode. And I think what the problem is today is because I couldn't sleep last night, and I was going to sleep with the vampires, and I woke up later, even after I took my morning blood pressure meds. I went back to bed, and I think during that time while I was in my deepest sleep, I think the eco mode was coming on. And so by the time I got up, it was already like behind. And that's why we're having like mid-90s today. And with this old AC, even with the new motor, it can't keep up. And my rabbit, she can be like in, bad condition with just the mid-70s. And can I see her? No, she's in her hide right now trying to stay cool. Even the cat's like gave up. She was screaming when I started this video, and I'm like, oh my God. But she just retreated, I guess, to the bedroom, which is good. But she started her morning screams too when I hadn't even gone to bed, and I'm like, what do you want? Ah! I think my neighbor probably thinks I yell at her too much because it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I have to go to bed. Like, oh my God. And she was just like going berserk and had the zoomies and this flying through the air. And, thank you, Kelsers. Thank you so much. I love it when the friends come in, people I can like totally trust to like take over the chat for a moment. I have a safety shut-off protection and 20% off with low-cost energy. Yeah, I get a little bit off the power bill, like not the building power bill, which is separate. They tack on the rent every month, but the LEDWP that comes every 60 days, because of my disability, I do get, I think it's 30% or might be smaller than that. It's not much, but it helps. And in the wintertime, the power bill itself is very low, but then the gas bill soars. I forgot to turn off my notifications. Has my, oh my God, has the Dodgers started yet? I don't want to just close out my party though. I got 34 people in the room. I got 42 thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed, I'm begging. It doesn't cost a thing. Please subscribe because, the more that YouTube sees that my numbers are going up, the more they'll push me out. And once again, remember, any comments that I made in these videos about how I've seen how sometimes people get treated poorly in the FOBBV chat, that's just my humble opinion, but I'm still very supportive of them. And if I wasn't supportive of them, I wouldn't have gone and bought the magnet. It's called, they have like, I think 6 to choose from. And I bought the one that's called Camera Shy, and it's Jackie and Shadow together. And then I bought the Jackie and Shadow stick pin, but in the picture there's two. I think there's actually two of them, one for Jackie and one for Shadow. We'll see if one pin, maybe I'm only going to get one. Yeah, it says if found, return to Jackie and Shadow. Oh, so they have like two in the picture, but no, they have three in the picture. Okay, I think they're just sending me one. So I'll have one pin and one magnet. And just that alone is like, what was it, $20.55 or whatever I said? There's my receipt for the Ojai Raptor Center. So I'm going to have to put that into, I'm going to have to print out those receipts because I need them for deductions. They are 501c corporations, so make sure you guys, if you donate or you buy something from their stores, that you save your receipts. It'll help you at tax time. And I need all the help I can get. But you know what? If I have another video that just goes haywire, you know, like, then I'll go back and I will get the little Jackie and Shadow plushies because I just want to put them on my desk. I want to have those forever, you know. Do I freeze water bottles to keep bunnies cooler? No, because she has the central AC and I have the backup porta air. And she's not caged or anything. She's a free roam bunny. Anything helps, yes. Yes. And I'm sure, you know, like, I need it personally more than these people do, but these people are, you know, a lot of these people that work for these organizations are volunteers. A lot of them are not even getting paid. And then, you know, Friends at Big Bear Valley, they lost their leader. They lost the captain of their ship, Sandy Steers. And I'm so happy that when the 5th graders chose the names this year, because the public pays to give name suggestions, and then they take the top 10 and they let the 5th graders pick them. Now last year when they had the twins, they were actually triplets, but only 2 survived. They let the 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, actually it's the 3rd graders that usually pick the names, but because they had not had successful clutches the last 2 years before, and so those 3rd graders were now 4th and 5th, they decided for Gizmo and Sunny that they would let all 3 grades choose from the list of 10, where people, you can, like, for $5 or $10, I think it's like $5 a name, you can throw it at the organization, and then they give it normally to the 3rd graders. But they don't have babies every year. So last year they had all 3 grades from the whatever the elementary school is up in Big Bear Valley, and they obviously, the #1 pick was Sandy. And they pick these names before they even know the genders of the eagles. And the genders are only a guess, but they think that Sandy is a female based on her size, and they think that Luna is a possible male. They're not 100%, but we think that Sandy's female and Luna is a male. And Sunny and Gizmo, they were both girls, and Spirit was a girl. Now, she did have Simba. I think that was with the first husband, and Simba has since been found deceased, like early on, like in another town. Because when they finally fly away permanently, the babies leave the area. They just instinctively leave the area, and they can go as far away as Canada. I mean, these eagles go a long, long ways, and that like helps the genetic gene pool. You know, it really helps the gene pool because you don't want them to be interbreeding, so to speak. So the babies instinctively know that at some point, not just the first day that they fly, but weeks or months later, that it's time to leave the area. Let's see. Kelsers. Bottom of the first inning, 0-0, but I'm going for the Dodgers. Me too, Kelsers. Hopefully they don't have the Trump curse. That's all I can say. And we won't say anything else about it. But it's my channel, and I'm just going to say it because last year, after that, they were hit with the Trump curse for a while. But in the end, it all, it worked out. But boy, it was close because it could have gone either way. And because of my friend Kelsa, and I've always liked the Blue Jays, even before I met my friend Kelsa, not even knowing that there was going to be a Kelsa in my life and that she once broadcasted for the Blue Jays. And she was a hockey person. She didn't know anything about baseball. But every year, especially since she died, every year I put a picture of her up on her birthday, and because it usually coincides with opening day, and I'm like, go Dodgers, go Jays. And then for that to happen last year, and it was the Dodgers and the Jays, and it went all the way to Game 7, and it went all the way down to the very last play, she must have had the biggest smile on her face. Just that was so emotional for me. I don't think there'll ever be a World Series that'll ever match the feelings that brought to my heart last year. Let's see. But thank you to all my regulars that come in. Thank you to all the new people that have come in. Thank you for the super chats, the jewels, the views. These views are crazy. And I just heard the little LaMetric counter go off behind me. And where are we at now? It says 5490. Wow, another 10 subs and we'll be at 5,500. We'll be halfway to 6. I didn't even get to have my 4K party because this is my 5K party. I thought about that. Well, maybe I could do 4K today and I'll do 5K tomorrow, but then it could be up to 6, And that was, remember, when I hit 4K or 3K, my goal was to hit 4K by August 31st of this year. And then I'm like, if I could do that, then let's really push it and let's try to get to 5K by Halloween. And no matter how it shakes down, if I can just get there by Halloween, I'll be so thankful. And then I won't even keep track of it anymore because I will have made 5K. But then this past week, I wasn't even thinking we were ever going to get over that 3670 mark. And then, boom, it's just there she blew. Just like a volcano spewing, but it's just temporary because, people are interested in Nancy Guthrie, and people are interested in Jackie and Shadow. But that's not why I did it. I did it because I've been vested in them. I have been vested in them since my cancer journey. And every time, I see Jackie lay an egg and it's live and she starts whistling like a teapot, I was like, oh my God, an egg is coming. Oh my God, I can't miss it. And then I just bawl my eyes out. But then you don't know if those eggs are going to be viable because a lot of times they are not. And it ends in tragedy. And it's so it's gut wrenching. But when you see the first pip, not as in P.I. posse, but a pip in an eagle hatchling or an egg is when they start using their beak to peck their way out. And it can take another day or two once you start seeing those little holes, those little cracks developing. But sometimes you can hear them in the eggs before they're born. And Jackie and Shadow, they'll put their ears down. And oh my God, something's happening. There are viable little chicks in those eggs because they're listening to them. And then when you see those little cracks, and it's just cry me a river. Because that's what chemo does. It changes you forever, and your hormones in your body, and cancer changes you forever. And I'm just oh my God, she just had an egg. Or, oh my God, it's pipping, and I can hear the baby. Oh my God. And then when it finally is born, we had Sandy and Luna over Easter weekend. Because they were late-born eggs, or they were late-born hatchlings, because it was the second clutch. So for that to come on Easter, it was amazing. Oh, wow. Kelsa says, on our farm, we do a haunted hayride and a corn maze. Oh, that would be so fun. With lots of other fun things on the farm. It's one of my favorite times of the year. If I was in Kansas, I would be there. Yes, Handbag Hound. Welcome in. First time I heard it, I said, oh my God, sounds like a little tea kettle. That's how you know. Because it's like, and she starts doing that, those are contractions. That's where she sounds like a key. And before she does that, days before, you'll actually see her and Shadow, and they'll have their ears down, and they'll be looking at each other, and he'll be very affectionate with her, you know, and they're listening, and I'm like, oh. And sometimes you can hear it. If now, last year they had some problems with the main mic in Nest 1, which is the main cam. So they had to go to camera 2 and use that as a backup mic. So the sounds weren't very good last year. And they said, we can't go up there till the end of the season to fix it. So they've had a lot of camera issues over the last few years, and then they had sound issues. Oh my God, so many things happened to the cameras last year. But you can see them like, and they're listening. And when all the mics are working, sometimes you can hear like a little chirp. Like, did I just hear a chirp? And then, you know, she starts spinning, like she starts really working on the nest at the last second. And she gets very like kind of anxious, and she's kind of like walking in circles. And then, you know, like I know her so well that I know like, oh, today's going to be the day and I can't miss it. And one time I went to take out the trash one time, and I missed the birth because I just went out to take out the trash. And there's like the, and I can't whistle, but it's like, just hear the sound of the teapot, and it's like, oh my God. And once you hear that, it takes maybe 5 minutes. And then to see, and it's usually later in the day, and Shadow has already left to go on the roost tree. So he'll come in the next morning while I'm still asleep, but they'll have like a recording of it where you can look back at the video. And when he comes in and he sees there's a baby, or he even sees there's an egg, or there's a second egg, or there's a new chick, the look that he has on his face, and then he just kicks it into gear. He goes on duty. And he wants to push her off the eggs or off the babies because he wants to sit on the eggs to give her a break. And she'll go out and she'll hunt and she'll fish, but she'll come back. And he'll start crying like, no, don't push me off. I wanna hold the babies too. Like, he's very maternal, even though he's a boy eagle. So my heart is just like, that's why I'm making these videos, because these two eagles mean everything to me. Easter, in my opinion, is key here. Someone is watching over them. I hope so, Handbag. Pauline, you made it. Yeah, I'm almost off the air, but you can always watch the replay, Pauline. I know, Handbag, the look on his face is worth all the hours of watching. It is. It is. But you know what? I'm going to go turn on my Dodgers-Met game, and I got to figure out what to eat because I didn't do my grocery order today. I usually do it like Friday or Saturday, and I didn't do it today. I've just been so busy with YouTube. But, well, thank you to all the new subs if you guys are watching this later. Of course, you know, the people that are watching those eagle videos may not be watching my lives at all. They may not be down for that. Yeah, it is so worth it, isn't it, Handbag Hound? I know! Can't leave my TV or my phone. Like I said, one day I walked out to my trash just down the driveway and back, and she had birthed, you know, one of her eggs. And I was just like, oh my God! I'm like, but to see it when it happens, it just brings tears to my eyes. And you don't know if they're going to make it, you know, and then there'll be a snowstorm, and then She's got just her little beak sticking out, and the whole body is covered in snow and ice, and it's just like poor Jackie. And it was so hard for her this year because it was heartbreaking because I knew that she wasn't well. It is fantastic to watch it, isn't it, Pauline? Oh my God, I love them so much. They've become like part of my family. And I know people from all over the world are watching, but I think it's extra special for people here in Southern California. Do you think they'll come back soon? Oh, you mean Jackie? I hope she gets out of that rehab center eventually, but they need to make her well first. Shadow, just hang in there. Wait for your Queen Jackie. I don't know how they don't know how they do the snow. They do the snow because they have over 7,200 feathers, but still, it's rough. Oh, you mean the kids? They've still been around, but I haven't looked at it today because I've just been on YouTube today. But I will. I'll have it on in the background while I'm watching my ball game. Kudos to Shadow because, he's holding down the fort right now. And the kids they'll probably be gone, like permanently gone, before Jackie comes back. If Jackie comes back, I'm sad to say. I hope she will. Let's just say when Jackie comes back. Well, everybody, thank you. Please subscribe. Thank you to all those that have hyped my videos. Yes, you can hype a live stream or a long-form content video. Just go to my video tab, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything. No fish today so far, and only 2 fish in the last 2 days. Oh, and Cali Girl on Fire, thank you for saying that somebody mentioned me on Big Bear live stream. Now, you sure it's okay? It's safe for me to watch it? Because if it's something bad, I don't want to know. Oh my God. This week it hasn't been that bad though, because I've only been accused of, let's see, using a 20-year-old picture. No, didn't even look like this 20 years ago. I have an AI image that's current, but not, AI sees it how they see it, not how necessarily I see it or you see me. What else have I been accused of? Oh, somebody said that I was wrong about the fire department being involved in a rescue. Like, what? Handbag Hound said, subscribed, hyped, liked. You don't make me nervous and scared. I feel encouraged here. Yeah, everybody's encouraged to talk and put their opinions, and I'll never jump all over you. There's a wildlife place that I've mentioned multiple times. I'm not going to say the name here, and they're in Florida, and I'm a huge supporter of them. But if you think the issue is bad with some of the mods in FOBBV, when people just ask a question, that's nothing compared to, and I want to continue to support them, but I have to say I've been so turned off lately. And I know they get trolls and they get people that don't know anything about wildlife, and it makes them so upset. But in some of their chats, if somebody says, oh, maybe you should be careful, or that could be dangerous, or you could get bit, or if somebody says anything like that, they lose their minds. Not only the guy that actually owns the whole thing, but the girlfriend. And she is nasty. And I understand that she's, I'm very supportive. They've got over 200 animals in their care. And she's not a vet. He's not a vet. He does have a biology degree, and he is an expert in certain types of wildlife. But she's, an unemployed vet tech that, is just there helping her boyfriend with his rescue, which she always claims is hers. But, if you're a corporation, which they are, those are public records on the internet. And his name seems to be on everything. I don't know. I think she needs to be a little bit more friendly and watch her back, because, you know, people don't like it when people are, nasty in the chat, especially when people are donating to their rescue and they're trying to help. And someone's like, oh, I was so scared. I thought he was going to get bit, or I thought you were going to get bit, or, oh my God, like, do you realize kids are watching you? And, you could be encouraging kids. And then she'll just, like, I saw her yelling at somebody online this week, like, you don't know how to raise your kids, and you're so terrible with your children. These are people she doesn't even know. And, we know everything, and all of our fans know nothing. But yet they expect to survive on their donations. So, like, I kind of been turned off by it. My heart is with Bunny Love Rescue, I have to tell you. Especially since they are being kicked out of their home. In fact, I need to see the latest on that one, because if they don't find a new place within a few weeks, Bunny Love Rescue out here in North Hollywood, California could be shut down. So if any of you guys are bunny people, go check out their rescue, Bunny Love Rabbit Rescue, and let's hope that they find a new home soon. And they are looking in this neighborhood. I hope they will be able to stay in the neighborhood. They used to be in Van Nuys. Now they're in NoHo, but they're close to, like, Studio City, Toluca Lake, which I think is good for their rescue, because there's higher income people that can donate more to them. I wanted to volunteer back in 2022, and then, my heart went out, and I just haven't even been able to go in there and say, I'm sorry, like, I mentioned about donating my time and helping the rescue, volunteering, but I've just been too sick. And, I couldn't be walking around in there with all their little pins with my cane and trying to carry heavy stuff. And, that's somebody that I really want to financially contribute to more. I try to buy supplies there when I can. They do deliver to locals, so that's good to know. But they may be losing their home. And, what are they going to do with 70 or 80 rabbits if they've got no place to go? And the lady that runs that, her name is Terry, and she's a breast cancer survivor just like me. And that's, that is public information. But, she's a sister in breast cancer. So, yeah, that's got me worried right now too. That situation has me worried, as does Jackie's situation. I wish we could get a report on Jackie today, but they did state yesterday that the soonest they would have another report would probably be Monday. Let's see. I do have to go. Oh, hey, Kelly, I missed you. You know what? Kelly, send me a text and we'll catch up. I'm getting ready to go watch the Mets. Well, I hope you're doing well, because I know the last time we talked, you were going through some rough times health-wise, so I won't say too much here, but thank you for coming in, Kelly. I'm having it's supposed to be my 4K subscriber party, but it turned into my 5K, because my channel went 4K and 5K in a matter of hours. So Cheryl says, I have also followed Jackie and Shadow. They helped me through a very hard time last year and would come home. Love them. Yeah, they mean everything to me. Oh, Kelly, I think about you all the time. I did send you a message the other day because I saw you commented on something, and I'm like, hey, I haven't heard from you. And, I was I was concerned. Just, wow. And I know you get busy, I get busy, but I've just been so inundated with YouTube, and in a week it's going to be August, and then all my medicals are going to start, I have so much medical stuff on my plate for August that'll probably miss a few of my lives. But, well, just let me know how you're doing, Kelly. Send me a private text. I wish I could stay, but I am missing my Dodgers Mets game. And thank you, everybody that's subscribed. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to all those that hype the Eagle videos. In Florida, did I watch M15 with his mates? No. No. We're talking about the Jackie and Shadow eagles in the Friends of Big Bear Valley. I've been watching other channels, but every other line Jackie might not be released. Yeah, you know what? We don't know yet, because as of yesterday, she was still in critical. And my video said guarded, but that's because FOBBV said guarded, that it had been upgraded from critical to guarded, but then they changed their post back to critical. So I did pin a comment in yesterday's long form video that she is actually still considered critical because she still is severely anemic. She has had a blood transfusion. They are treating her for poisoning, even though they can't confirm that she's been poisoned. She's passed her x-rays and her CAT scans. No signs, no obvious signs of cancer, lead, fishing weights or fishing line. But she does have the kidney inflammation and the severe anemia, and they still don't know the cause as of yesterday. Oh, wow. Handbag Hound says M15 was widowed twice. First time he had to raise 2 small eaglets. You know, I might have seen that, but I don't follow it like I do the Big Bear Cam. Found a mate and got left with another one. Oh, wow. Yeah, we don't know. We're waiting, and they have experts from all over the world working on this, Cheryl. Yeah, aren't they just amazing? Okay, well, I gotta go. Everybody, thanks for subscribing. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the jewels. If you guys can go over to those Eagle videos and hype them, or hype this one, whatever you want to do. But those videos they've really brought in a lot of new subs, and so I appreciate everybody. I'll talk to you soon, everybody. Thanks for coming to my little 5K party.